Man, we're going to start off with some real boring shit today.
That's a way to start it off.
I'm feeling real good, but I got to get some shit off my chest.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's not really shit off my chest.
The literal shit on your chest. It's like
Cleveland
That's
steamer.
why I like to party. Are we starting? Is it time? Hello, everybody, and welcome to 86, a restaurant lifestyle podcast. My name is Dave. I'm here with my three best friends and Micah. Welcome, Micah.
wow.
No, I'm just joking. I love Micah more than everybody else here.
Wow. That's cold.
In the microphone.
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
If you're gonna take my
Dude.
fucking seat,
Take a
and
whole
go
Go ahead and
speak
omit
properly.
myself and
Yeah.
say goodbye.
No,
86 me
no,
for the
no.
podcast
It's a
today.
whole new definition of
I'm
cold
gonna
open.
take my ball and leave.
Talk about a cold open.
That's originally your move, then Joe's move, and your move again.
How is it originally my move?
'Cause
At
you-
what point what did I do to
Well,
take
I
that?
think we all find it funny the way you get mad about fantasy and then won't talk to somebody for like 3 months
When he found out,
when we make fun of your trades.
when he found out about our call-in guest, he was like, "I can't be here. All we do is fight about."
See, there you go. There you go. Before anything was ever said, he was ready to leave.
Yeah. Oh, he's already, throwing it out there that he might leave 7 times already before the.
Well, no,
Thanksgiving started.
I
And the first
I
time
need
as
to
soon as it
go
starts.
home and play with my little girl, so I'm just here, because Food Trail can't be here. So it is what it is.
It is what it is, and we thank you for your service,
I'm like
Micah.
I'm the B team. It is
Food
what
trail.
it is.
Yeah.
You're not the B team.
I'm
There's no
obviously
A
the
and
B
B
team.
teams.
We need a B team though. Of course he's the B team, but we need a B team. Every
Okay,
good
yeah.
every good A team needs
I
a
mean,
B team.
if it's the Cardinals, I'm Paul
As
DeYoung.
as
I gotta come
uh,
up clutch in time
No,
of
'cause
need.
he's-
Exactly.
starts.
Exactly.
as Jimmy Ballgame called it,
be
the
like
B
Matt
team
Carpenter.
bombers.
Oh, batting 192. What?
Dude, he is so good on color
But
commentary.
I was,
No,
he
no,
was
what he
great in
is
his
good.
prime
He's
and
so
just
good.
fell off a cliff, basically.
I'm coming
Yeah,
along on
I agree with
Thompson
that.
too. Still not a McLaughlin fan.
He's
but
still a
Really?
franchise player.
BT's
though.
good.
I've been listening to a little on 101. Sometimes
Let's have
I
3 conversations all at once, guys.
Yeah.
3 different conversations.
Oh,
So how's everybody doing this
way
week?
to clear it up.
It's snowing.
It is snowing, isn't
It
that
stopped.
crazy?
Holy crap! It stopped. I think it was literally pouring snow like 10 minutes ago.
Just so everybody's aware, today is April 20th.
Oh, that's our 420 sound effect.
Yeah, it's,
A
You got
cough.
some Cypress
you
Hill,
have a
right?
cough. You have a cough, Cypress Hill.
or bong water.
You got a cough, yeah.
That's more like a machine gun. I was trying to do like the bong water sound
It's
effect.
too many mass shootings right now, Dave. You can't do that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. Took it there. Speaking of shootings,
Oh, God.
all right. So,
Oh. Yeah. Tuesday.
so how's everybody doing this week?
Good. I'm a little worried about the cold, but good. I think it's
Yeah.
the last couple of days, but we'll be all right
You know what? I'm not going to get sick. You want to know why?
because you've gotten everything already.
I got my vaccine.
Today?
No, on Saturday.
Your second one or
My first one, but
Yeah.
I've already had COVID, and it's like 85%.
Did you get it in Missouri or Illinois?
I got it in Illinois. Got the Modena.
Yeah, they're heading it out over there.
Got the mod.
You probably would have last in lines over there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But you had the antibodies you said earlier.
Yeah. I had COVID in March. Anybody else here get the vaccine?
Yeah.
Joe,
Me and Micah went on the same day, the same place.
Yeah.
Micah.
Yeah.
There you go.
We got the Johnson &
You
Johnson.
wanna
Butler,
know,
baby, the
you want to
Butler.
know what's weird? They didn't give me any instructions when I walked in to get my shot. And, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I normally get my shots in my buttocks.
Yeah.
So when the pharmacist turned around, I pulled down my pants, and I didn't get them all the way off. I was just unbuckling, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm getting a shot, right?"
Got a shot before, Doc.
You're joking, right?
No,
You didn't watch
no.
any
Yeah,
social
of
media
course
or
he's
any
joking.
news or
No,
any
I'm not
media
joking.
to
That's
see
a joke.
that,
It's a decent joke, but
like
you didn't
part
really
of one of
do
the
that.
symptoms was the arm. It hurt like hell, and
Yeah.
didn't do your research.
You knew 1,000% that it's
You can
going
hear
to
me
the arm.
fine.
Everybody knows that.
It's not that we can't hear you; it's that it doesn't sound good. And I can hear you because you're sitting right next to me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So Gotham, you got your vaccine?
Yeah, we got the double J, dude.
Micah got his.
Guitar shot to the
same
head.
day. What?
Guitar
Justin
shot
got
to the
his.
head, double J.
They have so
I don't
many
have mine.
vaccines in Illinois. Oh, I know. They have so many vaccines in Illinois that when I was there, I was at my uncle's pharmacy. He was like, "Hey, let anybody know if they want a vaccine, just shoot on over." So I texted Joe and Justin, and Joe responds with, "Yeah, I don't think I'm getting my vaccine."
Jeez.
Justin responded the same way. I couldn't tell if he was joking or not. He said something about fake vaccines, which I think he was joking. Maybe he's not. But Justin's a rather healthy young man. Joe is not.
Young isn't a good word to use there, but I'll take healthy.
Healthy, yeah.
You're a healthy young man relative to human beings. Yeah.
Joe is not healthy. Can you call Joe real quick?
Sickly, I think is the word.
I tried to earlier.
Let's try him again. I would like to get Joe's opinion on why he thinks he shouldn't get the vaccine.
I mean, if he's
Curious if it's political.
If he somehow accidentally picks up the phone at between 4 and 5 o'clock on Tuesdays, just like, wait, what's going? If he doesn't know what's going
Not a
on,
chance.
I mean, the only thing he's doing is walking the dog.
oh, you don't think if he knows what's going on, he'll like know.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, Joe, this is Dave at the 86th Restaurant Lifestyle Podcast.
You're so God, Joe.
I'm gonna call you.
Hey,
so
no.
dumb, Joe.
We got some questions. We're not talking about
I
Micah.
can't talk to you right now.
We got to talk.
They've got me live on the podcast. They
Yes.
call it- I'm not doing.
Yes.
Let me call you back. I'm
No,
talking
we need to talk to you now.
I'll call you back.
This
I
is
gotta
urgent.
go.
Joe. All right.
Of
How is he
course,
actually
of
surprised?
course. That's what
Joe,
I'm saying.
I mean-
That's my point.
He knows what we're doing right now. God, what a loser. So we'll have
I love
to
how you
get-
think you can just talk. You can trick him into picking up the phone and then just get him to
So
talk.
a little
somehow.
context. My father, brilliant man, really out there. He sends me a text message about the vaccination, basically saying that I have vaccinated myself and injected GMO into my body.
Wow.
And basically, so I'm gonna read this out loud just because it's kind of well.
Are you regretting your decision?
No, I don't give a shit. If I die, I die. It is what it is. Thanks for the watch. From what I understand, you have bought into the dark side's plan of mass control. Now you'll be getting sicker
Jazz won't
more
buy in.
often and will require an updated jab repeatedly. Sorry, kiddo. Told you it was a pandemic. They will soon be requiring everyone to have vax cards, and those of us who resist won't be able to buy or sell without one. A lot of people are going to die from this pestilence.
Damn, that is entertaining. That's like a good wrestling promo for like a guy that's coming in like Dr. Death.
I love you, Pops.
Fuck
if you
those
happen to
old
hear
white
this.
people.
Great drop that's underused.
Underused, yeah.
It's used quite a bit, I feel.
Yeah, it is.
It was. It used to come
Joe's
up a
got
lot.
like 4 drops he's been recycling for a year now. And every time he hits it, he smiles like he's a proud father.
If it's all inclusive with wieners and Pepsis, I'll probably go.
If it's all inclusive wieners and what?
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
When is that? Oh, wieners and Pepsi. Okay. Hot dog. Nice.
So we'll have to find out why Joe is heavily against the vaccine. And I mean, this dude is sick. He's had COVID twice
I think
already.
that's why. I think the double COVID, he's like, man, I can't get it.
Well, he thought it the first time he couldn't get it. You hear that coughing sound? That's him.
He thinks the double is even, now he's really invincible.
Last year he had shingles, a second butthole, pneumonia, probably a few things we can't talk about. A little more
I love
personal.
how we can't talk about. We said all that stuff. That's the stuff we could talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, he's got a few other ailments that, I think we need to clear before we talk about them.
Damn, dude.
They all have 3 letters. It's weird.
But AIDS? No, just kidding, Joe. We'll get you on here. We'll talk about it later. How about those Cardinals? How about those Redbirds?
Yeah, it's they're the dumbest team in baseball. I think even when they win, this plays stupid.
So we're going through another one of those seasons where we score 11 runs in the first game of the season against the Reds, 2 runs the next game, 4 runs, then 13 runs, then 0, then 12, then 1. We have scored the 4th amount of runs in Major League Baseball. But anybody real excited about this year? We got Nolan Arenado, and I was excited in the Week 1 podcast, but
I still am.
all right.
Yeah, I'm more of a long play kind of
it's-
person
it-
with baseball.
It's April, Dave. That'd be crazy to give up. I mean, we're all going to watch a shit ton of games the rest of the season.
Know what? I think after last week's podcast, you and I were arguing, and I was the one with optimism, and you had already given up. At least the way you talk.
Oh no, I'd love talking shit when they suck. When they suck, I hate when people try to stroke them off when they're doing terribly, and they're like, "Oh, the hard hit rate's really good."
But I guess the question is, are they doing terrible? They're 8-8, They have bad games, they have good games, but overall, are they doing terrible?
They've played pretty terribly when they've been like their losses are so bad, and even their wins, it's just like.
What do you mean? Their wins are scoring 30 runs.
I know, but it's just like.
Are those terrible wins?
No, they a little bit are. It's just like, hey, just slow it down a little bit. Let's fucking save it for the next game when you know you're gonna get their ass kicked the next game, because they do it 90% of the time. They blow a team out, they get their ass kicked the next game.
Are they better than every other team in the Central?
They could be. They're not. I think they're even with like the Cubs. They're even with maybe another team.
The Cubs. The Cubs are terrible.
Are the Cubs really? I mean,
They're in last place.
They're supposed to be. I mean, I would still expect the Cubs.
I mean,
I haven't
the
watched
Pirates.
any baseball.
The
Where's
Pirates.
Cincy at with the pitching?
Not great pitching, but they lost Trevor Bauer. They still have Sonny Gray. They still have Castilla.
Castellanos.
So we have a friend. His name is
In the diamond business.
Ohio Brian. Ohio Brian, are you with us?
I am here.
Oh, it's good to hear your voice.
So we were just doing a terrible job debating
Happy 420.
Happy 420.
Yeah, it's great. The older I get, it still has the same charm every year.
Nice.
The older I get, I forget about it. You know, I celebrated pretty hard yesterday and forgot about today.
Oh.
Well, I haven't celebrated at all, so I'm anxiously awaiting when that happens. But
Are you planning on making your trip to Gotham's couch tonight?
yeah,
That's explicit.
pending invite, yes. But you know, yeah, it wouldn't be a 420. It wouldn't be a 420 without me nodding off at Gotham's.
Hey, so being the resident Cincinnati Reds fan,
you just walked in on a baseball conversation.
we were talking about who's the best team in the Central. Now, let me give you a little context. I'm not sure it's the Cardinals. You know, we're a little up in the air. We were excited at the beginning of the season, but it might be the Cardinals. The one thing we were all able to agree on is that it's not the Cincinnati Reds. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Well, if you're gonna pick a team that it's not the Pittsburgh Pirates.
You're right. I'm just trying to antagonize you, though. That's no fun.
I think that can be more. Now, the Cardinals team is they've got some good players, but they always seem to do a good job getting the best out of scrubs.
Yeah.
So you can't discount them, especially pitchers. I mean, you know, this guys just come out of nowhere and, you know, have good years. But yeah, I mean, the Brewers pretty good, Cubs are good. You know, the Reds offense is pretty good. I think the Reds offense might be the best in the Central.
As of right now, the Reds have scored 91 runs.
That doesn't sound crazy. Yeah.
I don't think it sounds crazy either. I don't think it sounds
Micah
crazy.
thinks it sounds crazy. Micah thinks
It doesn't sound crazy. They play in a shithole ballpark that
Yeah.
allows for
Michael, why does
a
it
ton
crazy?
of runs.
I'm sorry.
Why is it crazy?
Just names
I
on
mean-
paper. I mean, if you're looking at it from a fantasy aspect, I would much rather
Let's
have.
not,
I'm sorry.
let's not use the word shithole when referring
Sorry,
to
Great
baseball.
American shithole.
Oh wow! Wow!
You could say that it's a small ballpark, but you should go there sometime.
I've been
you know,
there.
Really?
I have.
Is it worse than Wrigley? No.
Seeing with my own eyes just verified what I already thought, that it's a Great American shithole.
Damn.
Yeah, downtown St. Louis is a really good place. Really
Are we comparing downtowns or ballparks? I think you're changing the subject.
what's cool about the Cardinals ballpark?
Everything, I'd say probably the World Series banners.
Oh yeah, especially the two that have happened in our lifetime. Those were memorable. The rest of them happened pre World War II. So, you know, good
No,
luck.
I was alive in 1982.
In the 60s?
It's not
dude?
accurate at all.
Gibson won 3. Brock and those boys? They won 2 or 3.
Yeah. 2 in the 60s.
2 in the
1 in
60s.
82. Come on. The rest of them,
All right.
were pre World War II. So, you know, those banners, whatever. But the stadium itself is pretty generic. I mean, just from a
Yeah,
casual
it's a cookie
fan.
cutter now. Yeah, it turned into a cookie cutter. At the time, it wasn't, but it turned into one.
Yeah, so we're the leaders of the pack. You know, we're inventive. Is that the word? Innovative.
I think that's the right word.
Words.
It was pretty much us in Baltimore. Baltimore still looks kind of cool. I think Baltimore still looks cooler than St. Louis. I like that.
Pittsburgh has the best stadium.
Coors Field as well.
Pittsburgh does have a cool looking stadium on
Pittsburgh
TV.
For sure. Three Rivers or whatever it's called now.
Yeah, but
Now it's PNC.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Central's up for grabs. I think whoever can keep their pitchers healthiest probably will win.
I think everybody sucks evenly. I think that's what it is. Everybody's average.
I think the Brewers have a pretty good bullpen. Cardinals have decent bullpen.
Cardinals have the best bullpen in the majors.
Wow.
Best bullpen in the majors.
That's not biased.
It's not. They do.
It's actually accurate.
It's actually accurate.
Damn.
Is that when Jordan Hicks is throwing strikes or when he's throwing it?
I mean, some days you're on, some days you're off.
Wild thing, yeah, Jordan Hicks.
He's like Carlos Martinez. Can you show me how to not throw strikes?
All right.
How about this Castellanos? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna go there. Okay.
Yeah. How about this? He only got 2 games. I'm thinking the Major League Baseball doesn't care about kids. If you can act that way, only get 2 games.
So let me just rewind that whole scenario so we can get a picture of what exactly happened. So opening day, game was out of hand. Cardinals were winning. Castellanos hits a home run, does a bat flip. Comes up day or two later. Yachty orders up a beanball.
That's not been proven.
If he did, go ahead. Even if he did, go ahead.
Okay, it was intentional.
You're alleging that.
He was hit intentionally.
It's not like Wilson Contreras. It's not like Wilson Contreras came out and admitted it.
Guys, take your Cardinals hats off for a second.
You're allowed to call.
Sure, I will. No one says beanball anymore.
All right. He got hit by a pitch by some guy named Woody or, some guy who's probably not going to pitch in the majors very long. But anyway, some no-namer. He gets on base. Cardinals proceed to load up the bases. Old Woodruff throws some sort of pitch which Yadier does not catch. Hits him right in the glove, and it goes skirting to the side. Castellanos heads up play, scores, slides. Excitedly, after just getting hit with a pitch, flexes on top of Woody. Doesn't touch him at all.
Says something though. It got triggered. He got the umpire tossed him out because he tossed him out for a reason. He says, I think, let's effing go. Is what he said. Yeah, right over his face. Yeah, you can't taunt like that. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty black letter.
Well, then Yadier Molina proceeds to make physical contact with said Nick Castellanos, and bench is clear. So. What kind of message is Major League Baseball sending?
By only giving him 2 games, I agree.
Giving him 2 games. Like, first of all, we can't have fun in baseball. We can't bat flip. We can't be excited when you score a run, when somebody just beans you intentionally.
You can't say bean.
And you can't stand over you can't stand over the guy and cuss at him and stuff right in front of the umpire. He's going to throw you out of the game, and you get 2 games.
Well, tell Woodruff to keep his fucking feet then, because he fell down like a little wuss. And Castellanos.
If we're calling anybody a wuss here, Yadier Molina punked out the entire Cincinnati
1,000% on that. He does that. He does that.
Then they went into the press conference and apologized to him.
Half the pay that the Cardinals give Yadier Molina is for punking out the Reds consistently for 20 years.
Okay. Well, you know what was trending right after that was Yadier is a baby.
No, that wasn't trending. It was not trending.
It was trending on Twitter.
No, it wasn't.
I'll share it with you.
It might have been trending on Twitter. That's because everybody hates greatness.
Yeah. No, it's called Everyone Out of St. Louis Knows What Yachty Is.
A Hall of Famer?
Probably third ballot.
Whatever ballot.
Out of 10? We'll take that. Shit, out of 10, that's good. That's high. Yeah. I would have put him 5th or 6th. 5th or 6th.
Yeah, so it got me to thinking, like, why would people think about Yachty, And then I'm like, well, holy cow, a quick Google search reveals about 100 things with why Yachty's just a complete suck ass. Like when Chris Bryant said on a comedy show, catered to St. Louis Cubs, he said, what's the most boring city that you go to? And he said, St. Louis, which, again, downtown St. Louis, not cool.
And Yachty felt slighted.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and so he goes, it's boring. And the first thing Yachty says, he's a stupid player. He's a loser player. Like,
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
To me, this sounds like the exact same personality of a great like Michael Jordan. To me, this sounds like the personality of a Kobe Bryant, Duke. I mean, yeah,
Patriots.
You know, all the teams that lose and suck at sports. These are the kind of things that rile up the greats. You know, they take these perceived slights and they run with them. I'll agree with everything you're saying, but what I'm saying is that's the kind of personality of greatness.
Especially when you're talking about how our scrubs overachieve, it's literally because of Molina's mentality in the fucking dugout. I mean, we'd be
and when
shit
Yachty
without
doesn't
that.
win his gold, and Yachty doesn't win a Gold Glove, what does he do? Does he say congratulations, Wilson Contreras or Tucker Barnhart? No, he takes to social media.
Who's Tucker Barnhart?
A Gold Glove winner.
So is Tyler O'Neill.
So anyway, well, exactly. Who cares? Yadier has to go to Twitter and complain about, I didn't get a Gold Glove. They just are holding me down because I'm Puerto Rican. Like, it's in Spanish.
Has he ever said that?
Yeah, he actually did come
Yes,
out and
he
say that against
He
Johnny
said
Manziel.
because I'm Puerto Rican.
Not only that, it was
Yes,
even worse.
he did.
He said they didn't want him to break the National League Gold Glove record.
Ohio Brian, is everyone in Ohio racist?
Missouri's much more racist.
Nobody was talking about Missouri, dude.
Yeah, but,
No,
probably. I mean, but,
know what, Ohio Brian? I like you a lot, and I don't want to fight with you.
and Yadier,
You're just wrong.
If we keep going on this path, Yadier thinks in his head that he's the best catcher of all time. I mean, I don't even know that he's the best catcher in his era. Defensively, yes, but overall,
Posey?
Buster Posey, Joe
Buster
Mauer,
Buster
I mean,
Posey.
hell, I might
Both
even
of those
take
had
Russell Martin.
Russell
No,
Martin. Shut
not,
up.
Not Russell Martin, dude.
Buster Posey
Not Russell
and Joe Mauer had good 7-8 year peaks.
Piazza.
I mean, they played as much first base as they did catcher.
Well, they
Mauer
actually-
for sure.
They actually hit the ball.
They did.
That's the difference.
They
Dude, you know Yachty's batting fourth for us.
You see what Yachty's doing right now?
And he's hit the ball at least 2,000 times.
Probably on.
Can someone please talk to Cardinals management and get Dylan Carlson in the 4 spot and get Yachty?
No, we actually need him in the 2 spot.
Dylan Carlson's batting 5th. We've moved him up.
Yachty or Molina batting in 4th. That is the reason the Cardinals might not win the Central.
I agree with that.
I mean, if he ends up
And
batting 4th,
Matt-
that's going to hurt. I agree with
And
that.
Matt Carpenter. I mean, God.
Nobody's defending Matt Carpenter over here. It's the wrong podcast.
That's the other podcast.
It's the other podcast.
Yeah.
Know what? I think we should continue this conversation in person on June 3rd, which is National Brian Day.
Yeah.
Are you aware of that?
Yeah, fully aware. Yeah,
Are you going to make it this year? Last year, I think we celebrated without you.
He's one customer that I've seen come in on every Brian Day since we've celebrated it.
Actually, I did come in, and
I've seen some other ones.
Maybe I missed it.
We've seen some
Becca
few come
got
in.
me a
though.
beer last year on
What a
Brian
sweet
Day.
girl.
And
She no longer works here.
Well, you know,
Have you ever Googled National Brian Day? Ohio Brian?
I have in
Like
the
a clean
past.
search, like an incognito window, search National Brian Day. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I searched it. June 3rd, National Brian Day.
What's
The Post.
Look at that. He's never Googled that. Look at that. It's hitting it up.
Yeah, I mean, anything you guys can do to bump up my Google search in a positive light.
Did you guys know that Family Guy already did a National Brian Day?
No, that's a picture that I took of the.
No, they got a whole mashup of it.
You know, not to change the subject, but
No, that's
No,
guys
please
have-
change the subject.
do you guys have those guys in your life that ruin your Google search? Like when you're trying to search, your name and,
I don't give my device out to anybody else, man. Who's using your devices?
Yeah, I've searched Gotham before. There's some pop singer in India that comes up, and he's just a bajillion pictures.
My name is the Brian of India, so you're gonna get some other hits.
It's like
Well,
Mohammed.
who's ruining yours, Ohio Brian?
Well, there's some suck-ass psychologist up in Wisconsin that's really
Some no talent ass.
He looks like a pederast up there, But then the lead singer of the band The National name is Matt Berninger, also from Cincinnati.
Wow. No relation at all?
Probably.
Yeah.
You don't like the National?
No, I do like him. I just don't like this guy hogging up my Google search, right?
Okay. I see what you're
Like,
saying.
so yeah, I hold it against him a little bit. I mean, like, you're kind of a celebrity. Couldn't you change your name from Berninger to like something cool, like that's more marketable?
I know what you're talking about. Every time I Google search Sendejas, it shows up with a Z with some loser that used to kick for the Rams. It's awful. I would definitely not be a kicker. I'd be a middle linebacker or quarterback.
Isn't he a Hall of Famer?
Greg Zerline.
Probably.
Hey, how are the Rams doing, by the way?
Who knows?
The Rams, yeah.
Who knows how the Rams?
Who cares? The Battlehawks are coming back, baby. Though.
Battlehawks, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all in.
Brian,
Rock's bringing them back.
We're gonna need you to come in studio next time.
We're
Are you down for that?
We're up against a break right now, Brian. Thanks for talking. See you later.
Sounds like a setup, actually. So
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Can I get confirmed that I'm not going to get jumped up in the studio?
Nobody would jump you.
Rooting for my hometown team.
Mr. Robinson would.
Nobody would jump you. Even if Micah tried, he'd tear an ACL.
You can't tear it 3 times, can you?
You should see the bruise he's got from when Joe hit him. Joe top roped him.
We got
his
our own
thigh to his shin. Is
we got
bruised
our
now.
own Kevin Durant. We got our own Kevin Durant. Fine piece of china.
He's brittle.
I'm collecting workman's comp. That's all good.
All right, Brian. Well, you know what? We're gonna jump off. It's always great talking to you.
I think I need to go celebrate 420 and calm down a little bit. You guys got me all fired up.
That's what I'm saying.
It sounds like it. You sound on fire right now, Brian.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of your soft.
Leave him alone.
What?
God, he's not here. You can just see Justin's wheels spinning, ready to insult you.
I think Jazz at this point he might.
I take it back. Let's hear it.
He has a long history
behind an email.
He has the
really
oldest history at this booth. He had the oldest history with Ohio Brian. I can tell you that for a fact.
I like Ohio Brian.
I love Ohio Brian.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
know what I think we need to do?
Our children are friends.
Are they?
Yes.
You guys are giving me like this is the typical Cardinals answer, like, we hate those guys, but we respect them. We respect them, but we really hate them. But
Nobody said they hated you.
We're not talking about the Reds either. We're talking about you.
We hate and
I
don't respect the Reds.
This is passive aggressive Cardinal fans in a nutshell. Like either
Jazz.
hate me or like me. You can't be on the fence, guys.
We're just trying to be a nice podcast.
No, I like you. Your golf game sucks.
I like you.
John Kerry wishy-washy stuff.
Wow.
Flip flop. That's what I meant.
Throwing some old. We have a young fan base, Brian. They're not gonna get
John Kerry.
Who's John Kerry?
Ohio Brian also wanted to say rest in peace, Mondale. Walter. Yeah, they're not gonna get that. It's all.
Who's Mondale?
Jesus,
Jimmy
Dave.
Carter's vice president.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, boys.
For being the social justice warrior you are, I can't believe you don't know your politics better than this.
I'm social.
You guys carry on. Keep up the good work.
All right, man.
What? Seriously though, we want to get you in the loft, in studio. We'll have a good time. We'll drink some beers and we'll go back to Gotham's couch.
I love it.
And yeah, all right. Thank you for stopping by, Brian.
Barry Larkin forever. Ozzie Smith never.
Oh,
wow.
Parting
shot.
Yeah,
nice sign
I have to
off.
get that in there.
That was a good joke.
A parting march.
I laughed.
A march shot. Did you?
Oh yeah, march shot. Parting march shot.
Joey Fratz called me during that call.
Oh, call Joey
Get
back.
him
Call
back.
Joey back.
Yeah.
Then we can rate phone calls.
Should we talk about Oh, you're calling right now. Okay.
Can you stop clicking that, Micah?
Yeah, we can hear that. It's really loud.
Sorry.
Don't say anything about the podcast this time. Just talk.
Your call has been forwarded
Ooh.
to a system. 636221440.
That's never stopped him before being on the microphone.
Yeah, I thought
This microphone's in front of my face right now.
I thought he liked to eat and talk on the phone and shit and talk on the phone. How many times have you guys been on the phone with him and then you hear the toilet flush like mid conversation?
Funny. I don't mind when people do that because do whatever you got to do. Do you get weirded out when you find out people are in the bathroom when you're doing something with them? Talking to them?
No, what? Not in general.
Why should it bother you? I guess.
But I mean, because like I don't know. I'm not saying it does.
You think their attention's not on you?
It's yeah, that's it. It's just funny how often he is. It's like Joe makes his phone calls while he's taking a shit. He's too busy to talk to anybody until
That's his open time. That's his free time. Yeah, he's a busy guy.
I'm surprised Adrian doesn't do that.
He's got Gary.
Well, at least you sit on the toilet till we're done talking.
I think that's dirty.
I think
to
it's-
sit on the toilet the whole time.
Well, it's probably quieter the way you sit on the toilet as well.
Yeah, he's gagging and farting.
Well, he sits also
He's got his
facing
legs crossed.
He also faces the tank. He faces the tank, which is really awkward.
So inappropriate sidebar. I actually got fired from a job for doing something inappropriate while taking a shit.
What could you possibly have been doing inappropriately while taking a shit?
This is we really need free trail on
It was a good 6 inches soft.
Well, there you go. So
We got to do the live drops for
a
you.
place
now?
I worked with, one of the first places I served tables. It was after closing. There might have been a handful of employees still there. I would always go into the female restroom because they were cleaner. You know, it was a roadhouse, and so it was just cleaner. So I was
Fewer peanut
taking
shells.
a number 2, and a woman that I worked with came in there and knocked on the door and told her what I was doing, and she said that she wanted to come in, and I was young and dumb and might have been 21 years old, and I let her in, and she gave me while I was
We call that
That's a new threshold on this podcast.
It's a blumpkin. Yes, it's a blumpkin.
Yeah. And so I think it was like about 3 or 4 days later. I remember
What'd she give you?
And just a heads up, if any of my family is happening to listen to this, I apologize. I was a really dirty person when
Especially
I was a
like
kid.
yeah.
Anyways, but about 3 or 4 days later, I think it was a Friday. The regional was in town.
Did it burn when he peed? Did it burn when he peed?
Anyways, he pulled me aside and said that he had heard I had inappropriate
Relations.
activities on company grounds.
You're like, there was nothing inappropriate about it, sir.
And I was like, actually, it broke my heart. I love that job. I mean, it is what it was. But I got fired in the spot, and I walked out in the middle of a Friday rush.
That'd have been awesome if you were just like, no, it's nothing inappropriate. And you explained to me exactly what happened.
Well, actually,
And you
my
think it
response
was
was, well,
inappropriate at all.
technically, I was off the clock. I mean, yes, it was on a company, premises, but I was off the clock. No, it didn't matter. I was gone.
How did you find out?
Well, the thing was that the girl who did this to me was having an
Bragging.
argument with the bartender, and the bartender found out and just told on her, and I just kind of was guilty by association.
Was she fired too?
Oh, yes, 100%. Yes.
How soon afterwards did you guys start talking again?
I don't think I ever talked to her again, to be honest.
Did you learn your lesson, or have you gotten more blumpkins at new jobs?
No comment.
No. I like that.
Ooh, you
But
get shy all of a
so
sudden.
this has been like, okay, but
Get shy.
I'll say this, nothing in the last 15 years, nothing inappropriate in the last 15 years.
Well, that's better than. Never mind. Whew. Oh man, where do I go from there?
Were you going to say that
Well,
was
back to
better than
Joe
me,
taking
but-
shits and being on the phone. Yeah?
No, we're past that.
Okay, well.
How about, did you have a recent story about a drunken...
I don't know
Are
if
you
I can
sure?
say that. I can't.
You said it. You can
Because
say
that's
it pretty well.
very personal.
Oh, hold on.
Like,
Before we go there, I got a good story. It's not a story. I got a question for you.
Who are you pointing at?
You, Jazz. All right. So yesterday,
Why are you taking the headphones off?
because I'm sitting up. I'm interested again. Give me a minute.
he said,
And they just don't stretch. All right. So yesterday, we're in the middle of our 4DX meeting, right? You know our kitchen
yeah.
manager, Ron.
Only one person
okay?
didn't get what's going on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't pick it up. So Ron came out to Maplewood about 2 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. And he does this walk through the kitchen. Gives Micah and Alex this whole list of shit to change around and whatnot. And how much of that stuff do you think we got done?
well, a lot of it was just based off of the schematic for how the...
50%?
Well, no, I'd say there's a lot more than 50%.
Okay, whatever
I'd say
it
about
was.
80%. So they had the schematics for the prep stations, all different stations, and he wanted everything to look a certain way.
Right.
And so, and then the rest of it was just
Well,
kind of like
none of the
ifs
labeling
and
got
buts.
none of the labeling in the organization or the dough cooler, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Just some of the stuff didn't get done. All right. Now, we're in the middle of the meeting, and I'm going to tell you what I heard, not necessarily what was said. While we're in the middle of the meeting, he comes out and he says something along the lines. I just want to thank everybody. I came out here on my day off with, gave you guys some directions, and I heard, and nothing got done.
What he said was, I wanted to thank you.
Yeah.
I came in on my day off.
Yep.
I'm not going to say good job, but I'm going to say thank you because I asked you to do something.
I'm not going to overly pat you on the back, but
it's how I told you to do it.
He was impressed. He was proud.
Yes.
He was actually proud.
I got the message I heard was
because your English is so weak, you didn't really understand it.
The message that I heard was, you didn't do what I asked you to do. I wasted my time on my day off. Okay.
So you got sarcasm out of that.
I got right. Isn't that I got the sarcasm?
Everybody else
Nobody else
got it.
Nobody else did.
And then not
Positive
shortly after that,
reinforcement.
you said stick around later after.
So right after that, I go, Alex, Micah, Rick, Adrian, everybody stick around after this meeting. Because I was thinking, Ron's pulled this move before where he jokes around a little bit, but he's being serious. Then when somebody says something back, it goes to another level.
So there's still another 20 minutes to the meeting, yeah.
Well, Alan responds with...
Consistently bad. That's one of the best things about our podcast is your fucking fumble every time.
Alan responds with a thank you. And to me, it sounded like an aggressive, smart Alex response to thank you. So...
A smart Allen response?
A smart Allen response to a thank you. So I keep everybody around after the meeting. I pull everybody out around. And I do a real good job. I cuss more on the podcast. Like, I don't cuss with the employees. I've tried to work on that over the years.
Spicy.
But I try and be stern. I'm like, listen, Rick came in here on his day off. He asked you to do some things. The things weren't done. The only way this is going to work is if you guys do what is asked of you. This stuff gets done. It starts with you two. I want it done in a week. And Alan and Micah, Alan and Micah just kind of look at me, and Adrian kind of looks at me, and I look at Adrian. I think I said something like, "I handled that pretty well, didn't I?"
I was like, "What did I miss?"
And so then Tom walks to the kitchen to continue doing what he was doing.
Alan walks to the kitchen and continue doing.
Was it Alan or Tom?
Alan. Who's Tom? Nobody said.
I don't
Tom.
know who's Alan.
I normally use the first. Never mind.
Yeah,
okay.
Alan.
Okay.
Alan.
Okay.
So then Matt walks back here. Michael walks back and he's like, Dave, man, thank you for lighting a fire under his ass, but I think he was really giving us a compliment. I'm like, what? And Adrian's like, yeah, I think they were really good. So I had to call Alan back. I'm like, man, I'm sorry. I totally misread that. But
just joking. Yeah.
In my defense, it was that classic, and you're familiar with it.
Sure.
Sarcasm.
Ron sarcasm.
I think Justin would have realized what was going on.
I don't know.
So he doesn't think so. That's why we brought you into this.
He has the same confused look that I had yesterday.
But he wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't there. He's just hearing it now. Yeah, he's just.
I'm saying based off prior experience.
Like what you first said, I could be like, oh, I could see him saying that.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
But now hearing the other people who were there, view it differently.
They did.
I
but
can see how.
Also, they have no idea what I'm talking about with what we're, they're like, what? They've never experienced that. So, and know what? It's the same thing when people escalate it because they don't realize. And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly the response that he's gotten before, in other situations when a server or cook escalate it because they think it's being joked around and really it's that sarcasm.
God, you topped Ohio Brian and being the wrongest person on this podcast. That's crazy, dude. I didn't think that could be done. Nice.
Yeah, I'd have to hear it. I'd have to ask him. Or
just talk to the 700 people that were also there. That were just like totally on the right page. No, but I understand that you guys have a different relationship and there might be some sort of similar thing there going on of misunderstanding.
No, I mean, like I said, it's totally on me. I thought, looking for more of a reaction out of Justin there didn't really go nowhere.
what am I supposed to react to?
Just you talk and give opinions.
You're right, David. You are absolutely
Just
right.
chat.
You admitting, like, you saying something, and then the other guys be like, no, that was not what he said at all. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Just giving a little backstory of where I'm coming from.
Well, I agree with
You
that.
actually have a decent backstory. I'll give you that.
And I gave you that, like, saying
Justin's
it.
not
As you said it, as you said it the first time, I was like, oh, I can see him saying that. Like, I would still question why he had to mention on his day off.
He did mention that.
So, I mean, I could see it being somewhat loaded.
He was saying, on my day off, I came down here. I did some changes. You guys stuck with it. You didn't change anything. You stuck with it. I'm happy about it. I'm not going to overly pat you on the back.
Right,
but
and
guys
there
did a
where
good
you
job.
see, you just said it. You didn't change anything.
Yeah.
And what I was thinking was they didn't change anything. Not that they didn't do things
They
differently
had
from how he
argument
instructed.
changes. Okay, yeah. I took because before that he talked. Because I think here's the thing. You were very busy during that. You did a great job, and you were preoccupied. You were probably thinking like, okay, where am I?
Hold on, say that again.
Where I'm at next. You did a very average job. You did, and you were just probably preparing for like the next section of your talk because you obviously were leading the whole thing. So I think you were zoning out during when he was talking. That's why I didn't.
Maybe. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Because the fact that you're saying like
sure.
you didn't change anything. Well, there's a whole lead up to that where he's just like, I changed this, and then when I came back, you guys didn't change it. So that's what I mean.
So you're describing. He's kind of like Will Ferrell in Old School.
Yeah, you're
Like,
missing. Yeah, you're missing major parts. Yes.
Just totally zoned out.
Yeah. And rightfully so, because he was, leading the whole thing. It was still the middle of the presentation.
So what you're saying is Ron interrupted me? He interrupted my
No,
presentation?
I think you were so preoccupied with like just doing the next, thinking about what you're going to say next and all that, and you were probably zoning in and out when he was talking.
You could be right. Last thing I got, don't have a lot this week, but did anybody hear about Netflix and their new password restrictions?
Yeah, I think you'd mentioned that to me.
So it's coming down that Netflix is starting to really crack down on password sharing accounts. And I called. What they're doing is like when you log in.
It's a business. Give them fair and square.
Did we talk about this? Was it last week or was it a separate conversation? Because then it spawned a more awkward conversation about your relationship with Adrian.
The sharing of the.
I don't know. We're gonna go there though. I don't know about it. Definitely wasn't here, but I did call Adrian. And I told my sister. So what happened was when you log in, it's gonna send a text message to the phone that's
new device or something,
and you got to like put in a password like within like 60 seconds. Like you got to hurry up and do it. And so they're trying to crack down on sharing passwords. So when I log in, learn something new here. When I log in to my account, there's the kids' account, there's Dave's account.
What's your picture?
It's just a random avatar.
What's your picture?
I think it's the guy from Stranger Things, the sheriff.
My guy's Cobra Kai.
Oh,
of course it is.
Badass. Yeah. My account name's Badass.
Zapka.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's fitting.
He's the good guy, not the bad guy.
Who? No.
Why are you talking into the stand? You're literally talking into the stand.
Yeah, you are the worst at this.
Was there not a Blumpkin avatar?
It's part of his whole shtick of like, I want to be on it, but I don't want to be on it. I want to seem like I don't want to be on it, but I do want to be on it.
There's no cameras here, so no one can see.
I'm embarrassed. Last time we had this issue, like a year ago, you guys were telling me to swallow the microphone. Then you made fun of me on the air for swallowing the microphone.
What?
And now,
and you remember that?
Be right here.
And this is like a grudge. This is like
Get the phone out of my face.
And then now you're sitting like side saddle.
I'm glad you don't.
To the whole entire podcast.
What are some long-standing grudges you have, Micah? You must have some terrible long-standing grudges.
I do, and we will not
dude.
have this conversation on air.
God.
Oh no, we shouldn't go there. No, I'm sorry.
What's your most petty grudge that's been going on for like 10 years?
No, what's your least petty grudge? I want to see like where your least pettiness starts because it's probably.
I'm not petty. Speaking of petty,
you just talked about something none of us remember. You're just like,
petty.
I remember you guys said that, swallow the mic, and I never forgot it. Like, damn, dude.
Speaking of petty, so we have this new waitress.
Hey, real quick, when I stop you for not talking, you're doing a perfect job right now.
Do you know how uncomfortable this is?
You see how you're leaning into the
yes,
mic?
I get that. Yes, but do you know how uncomfortable this is?
All right, continue.
I sound so great. Oh, no, I've already lost my momentum. I'm done. Sorry.
You had momentum?
You got a new server?
Yeah.
Something about a new server.
No. I'm done.
So I log into my Netflix account. And
No grudges, not sensitive at all. No.
I'm not. No grudges. I'm not petty. I'm very
love it.
sensitive. I was
Dude,
raised by 3 women. Of course, I'm sensitive.
Getting Micah's exes to call in would be amazing.
No.
Some of the shit they had to put up with,
because
your
I have-
sensitivities and your emotions, dude.
I have at least 3
and
ex phone numbers.
3?
At least.
No, we're not having this conversation on the phone.
I'm sure Trail has at least
maybe
2
have
others.
one.
You know we have call-ins, Micah. We have call-ins all the time, and we have another call-in on the right.
Absolutely
So
not.
He's got 3 of them.
I log into my Netflix account, and it's got Becca's account, my account, my sister's account, and Adrian's account, or so I thought. So I tell Adrian, I'm like, yeah, man, you might have to start paying for Netflix. And, I tell my sister she might have to start paying for Netflix.
They just Venmo you $3 a month.
Adrian goes,
for like $10.
Adrian goes, yeah, so is G. I go, what?
You tried to drag me into that?
He goes, this is
that's
Adrian.
hilarious.
He goes,
I
so
love it.
one of the accounts is just the G. I thought that stood for the glasses.
100%.
He said that's your account.
How could that even be possible?
Adrian, come get on the microphone, please.
It ain't my account.
Well, obviously it's not mine.
You
would know.
I had no idea. You're telling me you're not on my Netflix.
Did you
No.
log under the G profile and see what was being watched?
I've
to have
never
a better
watched
idea as to who it could be?
365 days.
It's all the same stuff.
I've never watched legally streaming television. I would never lower myself to that. That's disgusting.
All right, so I guess that is for the Glass family, and it's not for Gotham. You're telling me, is Gotham lying to me?
Go look up imposters. We're just talking about it, right? Go look up your profile. See if it's recently watched.
Yeah, I feel like there's be a history.
Pull it up. I want to see what the recent views or continue watching is
1000%.
for the Glass/Gotla account.
The G.
Well,
I do like the
think-
mystery here. There's a G and there's 2 possibilities.
I think Adrian might watch stuff under my account because half the time,
Yeah, I think he does too.
I
ain't confirming this.
I'll start a show, and they just start speaking French.
I think I know
So
what's going on here.
know.
He's saying yes, he obviously does watch your stuff, but he doesn't know what that specific G account is. He's saying that's not mine because he's watching on yours.
Right. So who set up this G account?
Check out the history. Check out the history. The Crown comes up.
That's
Okay.
not the history.
All right, just go down. But it should be recommended for you.
Recently watched. Watch again. Outlander.
Oh,
That
I've
sounds
never
like-
seen
yeah.
Outlander.
Outlander's
I
a
don't,
pretty
I don't
daggum
even
good
know
series.
what Outlander is.
Who here has
promise
watched
you.
Outlander?
Yes.
That seems like a Micah show. That's not
Top
my
picks
own.
for G. Yep.
you watched
The college
Outlander?
admission scandal. Yeah, this is you.
See,
Star
this
Trek.
is the best part about this is David is realizing in real time. He's like, yeah, definitely not.
No, I don't know whose it is.
Dude, you know what
Somebody created.
Dave, I talk to you about TV and movies more than anybody in my life. There's no way you could look at that and be like, yeah, that's you.
What, Breaking Bad.
I've
That's
never even
exactly
seen
what it
Breaking
is. That is 100% what it is.
Maybe it's one of my Airbnb guests.
Oh,
That
that's
is
hilarious.
Yeah. 100%.
It's so eclectic because it's people from all over the world, dude.
It's one of his Airbnb guests.
That's great. Okay, we got to the bottom of it.
I'm
you
gonna
done?
need a 3% fee.
Dude,
for your
he owes you like
Airbnb.
hundreds. Yeah. At that
And
point.
know what? I read his Airbnb reviews. They're like, oh, his Netflix account is phenomenal.
On point,
Yeah.
6 stars. There's only 5, but I want to give him 6 because his Netflix account was working.
All right. For anybody that lasted this long, thank you for listening to. I don't even know what episode it is of season 2. Episode 4 of season 2. We will see you next week.
Should we
Love
release
you,
the
bye.
lost episodes?
I bet you that's the best one we did.
We always say that. We have the combination of the best and the worst every time. Some people are like, that's the
Well,
fucking
no,
worst.
I don't think it was that great, and that's why it was probably the best.
I see what you're saying.